All right, we are going to walk you through the glory drill. This is a good offensive and defensive drill for making cuts, defending cuts, and whatnot. We will have Pat and Nick as our two demonstrators, and we won't have a thrower. We're just going to walk you through each stage of the cones. As you can see here, we've got a bunch of cones lined up. This first one's for the thrower. The second one is the starting place for the offensive and defensive player. So let's move over there now. So here we are at the first cone. Pat is on offense, Nick is on defense. Nick he's got his shoulders squared to the defender, which is going to be a key in playing good defense. So what we've got here is our first cone, our starting place, and in between the first two sections of cones here, the offensive and defensive player are going to go at about 25, working up to maybe 50%. So let's walk through the first segment of cones.
Tell them I'm playing on games.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to start, we're going to go over some sort of defensive strategy. As you can see here, Nick is playing a little over Pat. And what that means is Nick feels that he is the slower of the two players in this matchup, so he is going to defend the deep pass so that Pat does not beat him deep, and he'd rather give up the shorter dump cut. If he knew he had the speed, he would play under him, or if he just could match up evenly, he would square up evenly with Pat and defend both equally. There's the playing under, which prevents Pat from making the short dump. So, walking through the first segment of cones here, they're going to go at about 25%, or pretend to. So here we go, let's get to our second set of cones. Nick is going to be shoulders square to the defender and shuffling his feet, just as if he was playing basketball, and this gives him a constant athletic position for him to either break deep if Pat cuts deep, or cut back to the disc and play defense that way. Now that we are at the second set of cones, speed's going to be picked up a little. He's going to maintain the same defensive position. Pat's picking up his speed, and once he gets to the third set of cones here, Pat is at full speed working toward the fourth cone. Nick has got his defensive strategy, and now we are at the last set of cones, and this is where the decision is made. In this stance, Pat can either go deep or cut back to the disc. And in this situation, as you can see, Nick's shoulders are faced upfield, giving Pat an easy cut back to the disc. If Nick had his shoulders square to the defender like he should, he can guard either.
Alright, now we're going to talk about defensive strategy with cutting. We'll talk about deep cuts in a minute, but for now we're going to discuss what you do on a shortcut from a defensive standpoint. If Pat is on offense and he feels like he can go short on me, start cutting short, I want to body him up for as long as I can. Now once Pat beats me off of this bodying up, I need to turn and catch up to him or be beside him, and I want to make it as hard as possible for him to catch the disc, where he has to extend fully out to catch it. I want it to be a difficult catch. I don't want to give up anything easy. But an important key is to body him up for as long as you can at the initial cut. All right, now let's say I'll be the offensive guy for this time, and Pat's defensive. Let's say I have a deep cut on Pat. Now, if the disc, let's pretend it's coming this way. What Pat wants to do, since he's the shorter guy and defensively, is try to box me out like so. So if the disc is coming down right here, I can't get it. I have to reach through him or push him like that, which is an out. Now, for Patrick, if I'm the offensive guy and I have Pat beat like this and the disc is coming, I want to box him out like this, because then I can catch the disc right here and he's behind me.